justice denied. A guiding star beats a spirit in the sky. I know the preaching voices and the fevers of dreams so loud as they move among the crowd. Fooled in fears away the sky.
Good afternoon, everybody, and welcome back to the show. The Atheist Experience is live November 2nd. And we're going to start with Chuck, I believe it is. Are you there, Chuck?
Yes.
Hey, thanks for waiting. How are you doing today?
Just fine.
All right.
Yeah, I just wanted, today I saw a television program on the History Channel, and it was called How the Earth Was Made.
Mm-hmm.
Have you seen that one?
I haven't, no.
I think it was the latest, it was their latest presentation of over 100 years of discovery about our planet.
Okay.
And it put the age of the Earth at 4.5 billion years. And it was an excellent show, plenty of accepted scientific fact about the Earth.
You know, that is encouraging to me to hear because I've been worried for so many years that the History Channel has been descending into what I would call the pseudoscience channel.
When you're on 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, you know, you're going to have some crap.
And you got to get those ratings in, which means sometimes pandering to the beliefs.
But I want to suggest that everybody see this, you know, if you're interested in that kind of thing, and especially anybody who is considering this intelligent design.
Mm-hmm.
I think people who haven't considered what is going on with this intelligent design scam, especially parents, they should be aware of what is happening. The way I see it is the church is trying to rewrite history. And I know that all they're saying now is they want their theory to be considered in the public schools.
It would be nice if they had a theory to consider.
But that is just so they can get their foot in the door of the public schools.
Oh, yes.
And any responsible parent should be outraged about this. The church knows it can't change an adult mind, so they're going after our children. Even teachers should be outraged, and especially science teachers. You know, how can a responsible teacher teach science all week long and then go to church on Sunday?
Well, you know, some people do manage it. You know, Kenneth Miller, who is one of the foremost experts on evolution in the world, is Catholic, and he finds a way to reconcile his beliefs with his absolute fidelity to scientific, you know, accuracy and truth when it comes to his expertise on evolution. So, in that regard, fine. But when it comes to, you know, Kenneth Miller would be completely on the same page with you in terms of the religious beliefs, the religious answer. Really, for one thing, there's no alternate theory there coming from their side, and what belongs in science is science. Science class is not Sunday school; it's science class.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But see, up until now, the church has not been trying to get into the public schools.
Well, it's. I would disagree with you there.
I mean,
I would disagree.
I mean, they've always, you know, had their Sundays, but now they want to get in there and start trying to mold the minds of our children.
But that actually, Chuck, that actually has been going on. I mean, remember Murray versus Curley? You know, Madeline Murray O'Hare's big, you know, court case in 1962 was, you know, up until that point, public schools in America had obligatory recited prayer.
Yeah,
you know,
I remember.
And that was so you really have had this desire to